City Wrestling.
Oh yeah. Hello everybody and welcome to Grind City Wrestling. It's episode 266, which was supposed to be our biggest episode yet. Hello everybody, I am Dustin Starr. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to follow us on social media, Grind City Media. Take that subscribe button to Slap City wherever you're watching or wherever you're listening, especially right here on YouTube. Check out the archives, grindcitymedia.com/podcast. We have interviewed some of wrestling's biggest stars in the 266 episodes, and today was supposed to be the biggest of them all. We were supposed to have Bianca Belair, but somebody fumbled. We're going to point some fingers today, and we're going to start with my co-host, my tag team partner, Devin Walker, baby. What's up, Devin?
Wait, we're pointing fingers right now? I'm not pointing fingers at anybody.
Oh.
But yeah, we're here. We're supposed to have a good interview, minor for y'all, but some things happen. We're here. We got some other shit going on that we can talk about.
Be sure to follow Devin on social media at Devin_Walker. Yeah, man, we got to point some fingers. We told all the people that we were going to have WWE superstar, the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, here today. And we always like to deliver on the announcements. What the hell happened?
Shit happens, man. Shit happens. I'm not in the business of burying people, because, like I said, especially on podcasts.
Is that the name of this podcast? Shit happens?
Only other, terrible wrestling companies I bury, but no, dude, I'm not in the business of burying people. It's like I said, shit happens. We didn't get what we wanted. Hopefully next week we get to bounce back and have another big time interview. But the EST, man, I was really looking forward to talking to her. But like I said, shit happens.
All right, Devin, what's new?
Life, man. The Grizzlies still playing games. Wrestling's still happening. Apparently those tickets are flying like hotcakes off the shelves for the SmackDown next week. Apparently, they moved 3,000 tickets, just announcing The Rock alone. So tickets are flying off the shelves, man. I'm looking forward to next Friday. Hopefully, I can get in the building. That's the issue now. Damn a podcast. I'm trying to get in the building.
I mean, let's talk about that. So usually we've got it set up pretty good, man. We've got the mayor's suite. We've got tickets. We're doing extra work. Some of that stuff is still happening. We do have, I think, at least half a dozen wrestlers that are going to be out there for WWE SmackDown, being paid to be on site and working for them. But with the high demand that The Rock brings, man, a lot of the comp tickets and all the fun stuff seems to go away because they're going to sell all that stuff.
Yeah, so it looks like we won't be in the building, 5-star.
No, we're definitely going to be in the building. There is no way possible that we're not in the building.
You'll be there, but I probably won't be there.
Why do you say that?
Because I'm not the type of guy I don't like to jump through too many hoops to get to where I want to get to.
You just text me.
I'll jump through one hoop. Then that hoop closes, and I'm like, all right, well, you know what?
Well, if we had Bianca Belair today, I could probably guarantee that we would have tickets. However, that is now in jeopardy as well.
Keep bringing that up, man. I'm
trying
to Men in Black that whole Bianca Belair situation.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, so lots to talk about here today with or without Bianca Belair. Sting's last match happened over the weekend. Of course, we're going to talk about that. There were a few wrestling deaths over the last couple of weeks that we definitely have to talk to. Plus, Memphis Wrestling is live this Sunday featuring the Cowboy James Storm. We're going to get to our best wrestling that we watched all week. But first, let's hear from the Tennessee Cowboy.
Memphis Wrestling. This Sunday, Wrestle Center. Cowboy. Coming back.
Welcome back, Devin. Yeehaw, baby. Cowboy James Storm coming this Sunday to the Wrestle Center, but he's not coming alone. AEW superstar, the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer. After the big meat match, he's going to be heading out to the Wrestle Center. Also from Reality of Wrestling, Booker T's organization, we've got the top guy, the champion, Will All Day in the house. Those tickets are going fast. There will not be tickets remaining at the door. Get them right now, memphiswrestling.tv. Use the code ARCHER at checkout, and you will save $5. All right, time for the best wrestling that we watched all week. Devin, you're up first.
All right, I think this is the easy one. Other than our Bianca Belair review.
Well, that would be the worst wrestling of the week, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think AEW Revolution and Sting's last match gets my best wrestling of the week. And I think it gets the best wrestling of the week because of the spot that's shaking up a lot of people right now. Because some people think it's super dope what he did. Some people think it's super dangerous what he did. Some people are saying he's the dumbest person in wrestling. Some people are saying it's cool that they're pushing the envelope that far for guys that create those moments. Because it was his choice to create the moment. And that moment we're talking about 5-star is Darby Allin. Darby All-In Allin. He climbs to the top of a ladder, does at least like a 35-foot front flip drop onto 2 sheets of glass. And for me, I was watching it with someone who wasn't a wrestling fan. And they said, wait, was that real? And she saw his back open up. And she's wait, that was real. I was like, yep. Why would he do that? He's so dumb. Why would he do that? I was like, because wrestling. That's why.
There you go.
That's why he did it. So yeah, I think the best wrestling of the week was that match and seeing Sting go out on top, because so many guys we talked about before on this podcast. In the last matches, they go out on the bottom. They go out 1, 2, 3. They go out putting their boots in the ring after the match. They go out crying. They go out with a super kick or getting sharpshooter. Sting went out applying the Scorpion Death Drop. Scorpion Death, the figure for whatever the move is called, whatever. Getting the 1, 2, 3, getting his hand raised, 1, 2, 3 in his final match. So shout out to Sting, man.
Okay, so we've talked about it on this podcast for weeks. Does Sting retire as a tag team champion? And the answer is obviously yes. Now, looking back on it, though, usually you do the favor on the way out to help put the other people over, right? But this was all part of the story in hindsight, because Sting was 29-0. Him and Darby were undefeated as a tag team, finally captured the tag team titles, defended them in his final match. It's a big deal. Sting did get the hook at the end of the pay-per-view, though. I kind of hated that, but I do know they were out of time, brother. They said, Darby's trying to give me the cue over here or something, and then they just went right off the air. But I have to agree with you on this one. I don't even want to pick something different, because this is a perfect opportunity to talk about one of the biggest moments. Gosh, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I was actually cast in the Sting A Moment of Truth movie and was able to work directly with Sting on what he wanted. The funny thing is, we recorded like a big 20-minute match, and they used like 10 seconds of it.
Wow.
But meeting Sting and seeing his wardrobe, all his boots and his outfits and his jackets, oh my gosh, that was like the biggest mark out moment of all. But the spot you're talking about with Darby Allin jumping off the top of 25-foot ladder through those sheets of glass. Now, I can come at you from a different perspective here, and I'll take you back to...
You should. From someone who's been in the ring, I want you to give me their perspective.
First of all, I would never be able to jump off the top of something like that. I am terrified of heights. When we do grizz spots up there on the house band stage, there's that ledge, there's no rail, and I almost feel my body pulling towards it. Or if somebody's standing there, like, I'm terrified that Grizz is going to fall, even though I know he knows that ledge is there. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. But the thing that I'm talking about is, if you rewind back to Memphis Wrestling, we had a fan strap match one time during year 1 where the fans got to take off their belts and they got to whip the wrestlers that rolled out of the ring. It was a way to, like a lumberjack match, to keep the wrestlers in the ring. Maria pulls her microphone away and looks at me during the middle of this match and says, "What the bleep are you doing? What are you thinking, bro? Yeah. You're going to lose all of this." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "They're going to sue the shit out of us. What are you talking about?" And I'm like, oh. And it kind of hit me right then that this is not the same wrestling business that I grew up in, that I was, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's changed. You can't do that. And so what people are talking about is not necessarily Darby being dumb and jumping off and going through the glass, but when the glass shatters, it hits the front row. So there are people saying that they got cut by the shards of glass from the Darby Allin spot. And that is a huge risk for a company like AEW. Huge risk. But there were also warnings that were posted up on the video board and stuff that if you're sitting in the front row, almost like going to a comedian act where they're going to smash something or get the crowd wet, or you're riding a roller coaster at Disney, but it's a little different. It's like letting you know, warning, you're going to get wet. So I think they did warn the fans, but that's a big thing right now, is how they put the fans in the first couple of rows in jeopardy with the big glass spot.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But like, dude, like you said, if you put the warning label up, some people just want to test it and see how far that,
Yeah. Also, they do want to cash in on it too.
Exactly. But no, I think that's probably one of the craziest spots I've seen in the last, like, I'd say 10 years, bro. Like,
Sting's last match.
Even for me, bro, I love stuff like that. Even I said, holy shit.
Right.
Like,
I mean, even if the glass is fake, he still dove off of the top of a 20-foot ladder through almost nothing and hit the concrete floor underneath.
Yeah, he's a
crazy. I mean, it's ridiculous. I can't even imagine you putting your body on the line like that. Sting's last match was the best wrestling that I watched all week. I literally stayed at Dave & Buster's the entire time. These pay-per-views are really, really long, especially if you're sitting posted up at a restaurant or something watching. It was a lot of fun. All the people responded very well to the match. You had the glass. Darby Allin was awesome. The big gash in the back, the top part of his, I guess his shoulder blade area. Sting even walked over with the microphone and said, I wonder how many stitches that's going to take or something. Sting's sons were involved, which I thought was really, really cool.
I thought that was for me, other than the Darby spot, that was so dope to see them like come out one by one in different Sting gimmicks.
Now, I will say that it's a little strange that they had a lookalike Tony Storm just a couple of matches before they did the lookalike Stings.
Yeah, it was weird.
Little details, almost like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing sometimes. But Sting's last match was definitely the best wrestling that both of us watched all week. And speaking of some of the best wrestling that we watched all week, next week, I can tell you exactly what the best wrestling of the week is going to be. It's going to be SmackDown live at FedEx Forum. Check it out.
Memphis! Where you at?
Where you at?
Where you at?
Where you at?
Friday Night SmackDown is where it's at. Live in Memphis, Friday, March 15th. Tickets and ringsider packages on sale now.
Devin doesn't think we're going to be in the house for SmackDown next week, but I know we're going to be there somehow, some way, and those tickets have to be gone by the time you listen to this podcast. Get those tickets at FedEx Forum box office or Ticketmaster.com. You know you're going to be in the house, right?
Man, I hope so, bro. I got to see The Rock in person. I gotta show up my impressive Rock t-shirt collection, because not a lot of people have a Rock collection like I do. So I got to find a way to show it off. And you know how big The Rock is, bro? There's people that don't give a damn about wrestling. They're casual life livers, bro. They heard The Rock is coming to a show, not even a wrestling show. They're like, oh, is The Rock coming to, what is he doing, that wrestling thing? I want to go.
Oh, he's wrestling again? The Rock's in town? Yeah, mess it up for all of us, why don't you?
Yeah. It's like, oh, he's doing like, is that the WWF stuff? Yeah, bro. The Rock is back. The Rock is back. I'm so excited, bro. I'm so excited.
Me too. Got a couple of quick notes for you here real quick, and then we'll get on out. Next week, we are supposed to have A-Town Down Austin Theory, so stay tuned for that. I think we'll go about that a little bit of a different way. We need to strategize a little bit on that, Devin.
Yeah, we got to talk about it. Offline.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But Austin Theory, we're supposed to have next week leading into...
Everybody under the bus on the podcast.
Yeah, well, we haven't mentioned any names.
Okay.
Sounds like it's your fault.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Are you taking the blame on this one? You taking the fault?
No, I tried my hardest, bro. And I feel like shit yesterday.
Okay, a couple of other news and notes. Unfortunately, Ole Anderson, one of the original Four Horsemen and bookers of NWA and WCW, he has passed away at age 65. Do you know who Ole Anderson is or anything about him?
No, I know Arn Anderson. Is he related to him?
They are related,
There you go.
allegedly. Ole Anderson passed away, age 65. Go back and read Tony Schiavone. He put out a tweet about it, or just about how old and mean Ole Anderson was. So we lost another legend. Also, another, I would assume, future WWE Hall of Famer, former guy who started his career here in Memphis, Tennessee. We're talking about Virgil. Virgil passed away, also known as Vincent, also known as Soul Train Jones in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, I know you're familiar with Virgil.
Yes, I do know Virgil. I do know that his character back then was a little. They would not be able to run the Virgil character in 2024. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I am joining CJ Hurt a little bit later, the HBCU huddle, and they want to talk about Virgil.
Wow.
And yeah, brother, I am a little nervous about it because this is one of the most controversial look backs in the history of WWE.
Please don't get canceled, 5-star.
What? It's not me.
Don't get canceled.
Hell. Well,
Well,
okay, so those of you who don't know, I don't know why you're listening to this podcast other than you just really like me or really like Devin, but Virgil was a character who was almost like, I mean, I don't even want to say it. It was like almost like it mirrored like slavery.
yeah.
Like this old millionaire white dude has like a black servant assistant that's polishing his shoes and washing his car and counting his money and all this stuff. And like, it was, I don't even know how they got away with it back then. But then the best thing that I remember as a kid watching Virgil was when he turned on $1 Million Man. That was one of the most epic moments for me. And I could not believe that after that, like Virgil didn't go on this epic run and win a championship or something, because that was like the babyface turn that I remember as a kid.
Yeah. Shout out Virgil. Rest in peace, Virgil, man. Hope you have fun talking about that. Hope you have a fun time talking about that on that podcast, by the way.
Well, there are a couple of little fun tidbits about that. So he was named Virgil because it was a jab at Dusty Rhodes, whose real name is Virgil. So they took a WWF character at the time and named it slyly after a WCW guy.
Interesting.
So then when Virgil jumped ship and joined the NWO and went to WCW, they called him Vincent. And that was a play off of Vince McMahon's name. So they got him back.
Interesting. The more you know.
What Virgil do you know? Because you might know
the one that we're talking about, the one that was with the $1 Million Man, right?
Yes.
The one that's problematic. That's the one I know.
So Virgil, Vincent, Soul Train Jones, and then also he was pretty internet viral for photos sitting at his autograph table all by himself. I know you've seen those.
Poor guy.
So Virgil passed away at age 61. I had no idea, but apparently he had dementia and also had 2 strokes. After working with $1 Million Man, he went on to be a substitute math teacher, according to some research that I got. Is that not like the most random thing ever?
Yeah, it's like a random lineage of task.
Speaking of the dead,
Whoa.
what about this segue? What about that segue? Speaking of the dead, Vince McMahon is being blurred out of nearly every cutscene on this new WWE 2K video game.
He is, which is very interesting, right?
Now, they fact-checked this, that he's not blurred out of every single scene, but he's blurred out of most of them.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to say to that.
I just thought it was an interesting fact. Like,
Good.
what? Like, I mean, like, it's just so random. I mean, I guess you just can't even delete him out of the game. I guess you've got to, like, leave it there and just...
Even Brock, I think they have Brock in the showcase mode, but they don't have him as a playable character.
Right.
So, I mean, you can't really get rid of it, but you can't get rid of it. You know, it's weird.
All right, so no more talking about dead people. Let's talk about...
No more dead people. Even though he's not really dead, but yeah, sure. Whatever.
Yeah, they're trying to erase him. Like there's pictures of Cena, Brock, and Benoit or Vince or something in the ring together. It's like, hey, this never happened at all. Okay, so the last note that I have is from AEW. I didn't know that we'd really get to it today, but Okada apparently has debuted in AEW. Do you care?
No.
Do you know Okada?
No.
But you've heard the name, right?
Yes, but I don't really like. When he came out yesterday, he got a pop, and I was like, don't know what the F that is. I'm sorry. Like
I am the
like
heel
I know, like
when I say.
I
Can you
know
say that louder?
worldwide.
Because usually I'm the heel for saying stuff like that. Like Will
So,
Ospreay. Do you really care?
okay, no, okay. I will say this on the Will Ospreay front. I care now because I watch his matches and I love him. But initially, I was like, I don't know who this dude is.
Right.
But now I watch his matches. And I'm like, oh shit! You have the Will Ospreay match on. I'm gonna watch it. But
Right.
no, dude, I don't care. Like they sign these guys that are like worldwide famous or New Japan famous, and I just don't give a two f's about it.
Me too. And let's be honest here. When Kenny Omega was the talk of the town, I had no idea. I mean, I knew who Kenny was, but I had never like gone out of my way just to binge watch Kenny Omega matches. So to me, when they talk dream matches and AEW, Kenny, blah, 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 I was like, okay. Kind of like Will Ospreay and kind of like Okada. Like, okay. But I will be honest, after these, 2-3 years of seeing Kenny Omega, I'm in. I'm a fan. So maybe that'll happen for me with Will Ospreay and Okada, but it hasn't happened for me yet. And I was just taking the temperature to make sure it wasn't just me.
Nah, bro, you're nah. You had the same reaction I did.
All right. Any other notes and news that I did not cover?
I think you covered everything other than like The Rock being amazing and shouting out Memphis during his promo last week. Actually, that's my best
coming
listen
home.
of the week, huh?
He said he's coming home to Memphis and he
Coming
knows
home
it'll
to
be sold out.
Yeah, it'll be sold out. So yeah, shout out to The Rock. Yeah, we lit.
All right, there's a lot going on in the world of WWE. There's a lot going on in wrestling in general. This Friday and Saturday, Memphis Wrestling premieres on Action News 5+. It's week 2 of Super Bout 3. Did you see Super Bout last week?
I was there in person, so I didn't watch it.
You got to go watch it, man. It was like the heels of all heels. Every heel on the show, it seemed like they won. Cassandra Golden turned her back on MKZ. DK and Ray Ray came up a little bit short on recapturing those tag team titles. This week is the Super Bout Battle Royal featuring the ECW legends, the Innovator of Violence, Tommy Dreamer, the Man Beast Rhino, and GCW World Champion Blake Christian does something absolutely spectacular. You can check that out on Action News 5+, Fight TV, Right Now TV, or youtube.com/Memphis Wrestling. There's a lot going on, Devin. Check it.
Memphis Wrestling is on fire. Join us live this Sunday, March 10th. Everybody dies. The Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer, returns to Memphis Wrestling. Plus, Cowboy James Storm and Reality of Wrestling champion Will Alday. That's this Sunday at the Wrestle Center. Next Friday, March 15th, WWE SmackDown is live at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. Get your tickets at FedEx Forum box office or Ticketmaster.com. Next Saturday, March 16th, don't miss TupeloCon, featuring VIP Championship Wrestling with Austin Idol, Steve Kern, and boxing legend Butterbean. Sunday, March 24th, TNA superstar Hammerstone is coming to Memphis Wrestling. Saturday, April 20th, Memphis Wrestling is coming to Little Rock for the Arkansas Travelers Wrestling Night. Get your tickets at milb.com/Arkansas. Sunday, April 21st, Buff Daddy returns to Memphis Wrestling. All tickets are on sale now. Get yours right now at memphiswrestling.tv.
All right, Devin, you know what's going on with us. Get those tickets at memphiswrestling.tv. What is going on with you?
Man, trying to get tickets to this SmackDown show. It's my next goal in life. Get Devin to SmackDown. That's the
I
goal.
think my goal is to get Austin Theory on Grind City Wrestling.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cute. I really have. Yeah, that's cute.
Well, you got to look at it like if you accomplish one, it helps with the other.
It's true.
Because maybe Austin Theory will be like, hey, you guys got tickets or what?
You're right. You're right. Hey, you got a point. Okay, I like.
All right, that's all the time we got this week on Grind City Wrestling. You're getting tickets. You on the road this weekend or anything? I know Grizz are back.
No, we got
Women's
home
night
games.
on Friday.
We got home games all next week, man. So I'll be here. I'll be chilling at the crib. Feet kicked up. You feel me?
You line them up, and we'll keep knocking them down. Oh, yeah. I am Dustin Starr. He is Devin Walker, baby. And this was Grind City Wrestling. Saying so long, everybody. Whose fault was it, for real?
Dude, I don't know, bro. He's trying to get me to throw somebody under the bus while we're recording. Stop recording.